notice, and now you're in International Fight Week. How would you describe this sort of whirlwind start to your UFC career?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, these are the moments I live for, and you know, I get to do this, so I'm here for the journey.
And then the fight with Brandon Moreno was an incredible performance. I think you opened up a lot of eyes with that fight. Have you felt the impact of what you did that night with the fan base and on social media and stuff like that? Have you noticed sort of this influx in popularity and people believing in you after that performance?
Yes and no. Obviously, it's really nice, like growing a fan base, and feel like I have very supportive fans. You know what I mean? But for me, I don't focus on that too much. It's just more about what's next and how do I get to where I want to be.
And then going from one Brandon to another and doing so on this big card. What was your reaction when you found out that Brandon Royval was the opponent?
Oh, I was excited. You know, he's a great fighter. He's an exciting fighter. And I think it's going to be an exciting fight. So I'm very looking forward to it.
And what does a win do for you here? Like, flyweight's obviously very interesting right now. We're still waiting on Josh Van to fight Pantoja again, but you're obviously in the mix if you can go back-to-back with the Brandons here. So where do you think a win puts you on Saturday?
Yeah, I think it puts me in good stead for a title challenge, you know? I fought Brandon Moreno, who was a former two-time world champ. I'm fighting Brandon Royval, who has fought at that level. The last person that fought him got a title contender shot, so that's what I want to do.
And then last thing for me, kind of putting the analyst hat on, Conor McGregor's fighting Max Holloway in the main event. You're going to set the table for that fight. How do you think the night ends? What's your prediction for that fight?
I've been asked this so many times. I can't give a prediction, you know. I obviously, Conor being half Irish, I want to back Conor, but I also love Max Holloway. I grew up watching him. So I'm just excited to watch that one as a fan.
Lonnie, right here. I know you wanted this fight in Macau with Royval, and you said he turned it down and stuff. In hindsight, is this the better circumstance to get this? The platform, the timing, the opportunity, and the stage here?
Yeah, definitely. You know, obviously fighting back in Macau is technically my hometown, you know, where I'm from Hong Kong. My mom's from Hong Kong. But this is the biggest card of the year on such a great card. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for better.
Over here. I did want to ask about that with Max. On your UFC.com bio, it says that Max Holloway is one of your favorite fighters. As a young guy coming up, I know obviously you've had, time in the UFC a minute, so maybe not starstruck, but what does it mean to you? You get to fight on a card as one of the guys you really did admire growing up.
Yeah, it's awesome, you know, and talking about starstruck, if I see him, I'm like, oh, that's Max Holloway, do you know what I mean? The little child of me comes out, but I look up to Max, and I think he's been at the top for so long. Do you know what I mean? And he's proved he's always had exciting fights, and I like his mindset going into things. So, yeah, you had to tell me 5 years ago I'll be fighting on a card with Max Holloway and Conor McGregor, I would have told you to go do one, you know?
Having a multicultural background yourself, are there specific places you would like to go fight? Just if the UFC says, hey, you want to travel here, there, etc.?
Everywhere and everywhere, you know? I think that's one of the best things about the sport. I get to travel to places that I would never really think about going to. You know, my big thing was to fight in China, being half Chinese, fight in London, being from London, which I've done, fighting in the States in the T-Mobile Arena is definitely one to tick off. So wherever and anywhere they send me.
Final question. For people who never experienced it, can you put into words what that's like to go into enemy territory in somewhere like Mexico City? You're like second round with Moreno, and you're just, you seem to be very in the zone and getting fist to face, it seems like, as you want it. Just what is that moment like being inside of that?
Oh, it's insane. It's hard to put into words. It's hard to describe. It's one of those moments that you don't really think about. You're just in a flow state, and it's more about doing than, But yeah, it's amazing.
Lonnie down here to your left. When I spoke to you ahead of the fight with Brandon Moreno, you spoke about the initial hesitancy you had about taking that fight in such short notice against an established UFC champion. Former champion, I should say. How satisfying was it that you did take that decision, and considering where it's put you right now?
Oh, it's amazing. Helicopter, sorry. Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, there's always going to be doubts when you take a fight, But I believe I have the best team in the world, and we're going to continue to get better every fight. and I want to be the best in the world. And Brandon is up there with the best in the world. So in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I'm glad we took the opportunity.
And I know you say you don't watch too much tape, but stylistically, from what your coaches Michael Pham and Ashley Grimshaw have told you about Brandon, how do you foresee this fight playing out?
I think it's going to be a striking fight. You know, Brandon comes to throw down, and I think it's going to be an exciting fight. And I think stylistically, it's a good fight for me.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Loney here in the back. All the
Sorry.
way to the back to your left.
How you doing? Yep.
Sir, you're starting to build your reputation. Your composure has been a major strength of your game. Is that something that you've always naturally have, or is there a specific moment where it started to develop?
No, I think it's something that you work on, right? Like your mindset and everything like that is a skill that you can continue to work on and continue to develop. You know, I work with psychologists. I work with a psychologist, which helps massively, and it's just about being able to control your emotions and use them when you need them, you know?
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Lon,
Hello.
there's a video that went viral of your UFC debut walkout where Ash tells you to slow down. I think the quote is, "You walk when you want." How important is taking in the moment on Saturday night as you make the walk for the first time? in the
Of
team
course,
photo?
of course, it's super important. Like that, in that moment, it's your moment. Do you know what I mean? You got to soak it all in. You got to play it out how you visualized it for so long, and it's your moment. No one can take that away from you. So you got to enjoy the process as you're doing it.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Just one outside the fight. What are your thoughts on just right here?
How you doing,
What
bro?
are your thoughts on Arsenal's season this year?
We're doing well. We did well. You know, yeah. I'm glad that we got it done.
On over here, back here, back here.
Oh yeah,
back here.
sorry.
Yeah. So Ilia Topuria has given you a lot of praise. He's believed in you for a while now. I wanted to know, what does it mean to get the praise from someone like him, and how do you think he'll bounce back from his last fight?
Yeah, of course, getting praise from him, someone at his level, is insane. I look up to him. I watch TikTok edits on him. Do you know what I mean? Before training, so to see him like mention my name and sing my praises is insane, and I'm very grateful for that. And a loss doesn't define you, and he's 100% going to bounce back from it.
And did you guys ever get to talk about fighting together, or is that somebody you're willing to learn from in the future?
No, 100% willing to learn from him. I haven't spoken to him too much. Obviously, he came backstage before one of my fights, and in that moment, you're very like locked in on the task at hand. But he said nothing but nice things. He's a really nice guy.
Best of skill.
Thank you.
Lonnie, back here to your right, back here. You talked about kind of the level of Brandon Royval as well as your last opponent, who was also Brandon. What do you make of Royval's last two fights, and specifically, what do you think of his performance against Josh Van?
I think it was a very good performance, and it was a very exciting fight, you know? And it shows how game he is to fight. It's likewise with Josh Van, you know what I mean? So it was a good one to watch, and it was a good one to learn from.
You mentioned just then that, a loss doesn't necessarily define a fighter. What kind of Royval are you expecting coming into this fight?
I always expect the best version of my opponents, you know, regardless of their record, what they've done. I'm prepared for the best version of themselves.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Aloni,
Hello.
in a short period of time, you've shown that you belong to the top. Do you think Royval is your toughest opponent so far?
Yeah, I do. I feel like anyone at the top is my toughest opponent, you know, and with everything that goes into it, I believe so. And I believe I'm going to keep showing levels every fight.
And also with the returning of Pantoja and the great win streak of Cap, do you see a clear path to the title shot?
I think the flyweight division is forever changing. You never know what to expect, you know. So I feel like I'm not far away from that title shot, yeah.
Lon, right here, brother.
Yes,
Just a couple
right.
quick ones. I know it's obviously one fight at a time, but as far as the title shot goes, the current champion, Joshua Van, one of the most exciting guys in his early 20s. You're still in your 20s. People gave his fight with Tatsuro like a ton of credit for how exciting it was. Have you visualized what a fight between you and Joshua Van could possibly look like as far as the striking and excitement goes?
Obviously, yeah, I'm a one fight kind of person, so focusing on this one. But I think it'll be an exciting fight. You know, it's definitely gonna be a stand-up fight, and we're gonna be throwing. You know, so I think it'll be a very good fight to watch.
And then I know, like, you're a bit of a music guy, right? Hip hop it's got a big place in the UFC. We see guys like Drake, Action Bronson. Is there any UK artists that have ever reached out to you, or is there like anybody in the UK music scene that you'd like to meet?
Oh, there's loads of people in the UK scene, like Skepta, that I'd like to meet. Who else is there? Anyone. Actually, a funny story about Action Bronson the other day. Apparently, my mate bumped into him at the airport, and he said, "Oh, you're gonna go watch Lon fight," and he knows who I am, which is really cool. You know, so I'm blessed to be in this situation, and yeah, there's loads of different artists that I'd like to meet. Thank you.